Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and I'm here to talk about some NBA news. Let's get into it. It's going to be a long video because I was having the internet last few days, so I'm going to have a lot of news to talk about the last 2 days. So, Jimmy Butler, he is determined to land a max extension. Per Anthony Chiang here, Miami Heat reporter, and quote, Jimmy Butler wants a max extension this offseason, preferably from the Miami Heat. But whether it's from the Heat or another team, he wants a max extension. I just don't think he's going to get a max extension. I mean, he wants that max extension, but I don't know. If he doesn't get the max deal this offseason, then he won't get one. And Jimmy's highly aware of this. That's why all this extension talk is leaked and been pushed by his camp, his representatives. But I still think he'll finish the rest of his career with the Miami Heat. But he could just be ringless too. But I don't know, he's getting up there in age. But y'all be kidding me. I won't say big time injury prone, but he deals with ankle issues all regular season. He feel like he's been injured every dang playoff run. So, he misses way too many regular season games. He's getting there in age. He's kind of too injury prone as well. I don't think he's worth a max extension at this point. I think he could get a good payday, but I don't think he's worth a big max extension. Will the Heat give it to him? I don't know. But I just don't think he's worth it. So, Nicholas Claxton, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Jonas Valanciunas are potential targets for the OKC Thunder, per at Mike Scotto. End quote from Mike Scotto. Rival executives are monitoring the Thunder as a potential team in the free agent market this summer, with several names available such as Nick Claxton, who could potentially command over $20 million on the market, as noted by Hoops Hype, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Jonas Valanciunas, who's not expected to return to New Orleans. I feel like Nicholas Claxton would fit perfectly with the Thunder. I feel like he would fit perfect with the Thunder. But I feel like Isaiah Hartenstein might be who the Thunder could go after. But if I was the Knicks, I'd want to keep Hartenstein. But I feel like if the Thunder get Hartenstein, that would be a good fit. But I don't think they're going to get him though. I think he'll stay with the Knicks. I think your best option is to get Nick Claxton. I think it'd be a good fit. Per at Pompano Sixers, the Philadelphia 76ers are prepared to offer Jimmy Butler a full max extension if they land him in a trade. Oh, now they want to pay Jimmy Butler. I mean, it's not the same front office, obviously. Same front office that paid Tobias Harris. They wanted to pay him then. He wanted Ben and Brett gone. They made the wrong choice, obviously, it seems like. But it's too late. He's old, injury prone. I don't think they should do that. Like, you trade talent to get a 34-year-old guy who's kind of injury prone at this point. So, Sam Presti via CAL Monza 1007. Sam Presti admits that he lost the Gordon Hayward trade. End quote. I missed on that. That's on me, but I'm learning, trying to learn this team, just trying to be a great observer of this team. And it's going through its paces. I don't think I read that one perfect. Oh, this is crazy, bro. It's crazy. And he took an L on that one. 0 points in 48 minutes. But, I mean, he only took, what? 1, 2... He only took, like, 3 shot attempts, though. He barely took any shots, though. But, I mean, that's kind of on him not shooting the ball that much. So, Jeff Teague via Club 520 podcast, he talked about Chris Paul and Allen Iverson. Quote, Chris Paul is just as good as Allen Iverson. His career is better than Allen Iverson's. End quote from Jeff Teague. That's bait. Like, you can't say he's right. I mean, Allen Iverson has the MVP, but I mean, Chris Paul has the All-Star appearances. So, I mean, who cares? The Clippers are a team to monitor for DeMar DeRozan, per at Mike Scotto. End quote. As previously reported on Hoops Hype following the draft lottery, there's a belief around the league that DeMar DeRozan will ultimately re-sign with the Bulls, given the team's continued desire to compete, his role, and Chicago's willingness to pay him. However, one team worth monitoring as a potential suitor for DeRozan via sign and trade is the Los Angeles Clippers. Should the franchise fail to re-sign Paul George in free agency, Hoops Hype has learned. End quote. So, according to this, if they fail to re-sign Chris Paul in free agency, go somewhere else, they could look at DeMar DeRozan, potential trade target. But DeMar DeRozan's played good for DeMar DeRozan's been good for the Bulls. Like he's actually been really clutch for him. He's still good. He's more reliable, say, than Paul George. That would be a good move, but the Bulls are just still trying to compete. Like, you're not contenders, Chicago. Just rebuild. So the Indiana Pacers are preparing to offer Pascal Siakam a max contract this summer per Shams Charania on running back FanDuel TV. I mean, he cooked in the Eastern Conference Finals, and he was a buck. I know they got swept, but he was a buck in that series. I mean, they have no choice, because, I mean, they traded for him, but he's a good hooper. They can't risk losing him, and they got a good squad together. He played really well in these playoffs. So, Kendrick Perkins was on First Take, I think, and he regrets voting for Rudy Gobert for Defensive Player of the Year. And quote, he has tarnished the Defensive Player of the Year award. He has. He's not respected by his peers. Remember that Embiid gave Gobert 51 and Wemby 70 this season. I mean, it's a regular season award. It's a regular season award, not a playoff award. I mean, just that is what it is. So via ESPN Greeny on Get Up ESPN this morning, he talked about his top 5 most dominant runs to the NBA Finals: 2017 Warriors, 1996 Bulls, 2001 Lakers, 2024 Celtics in the top 5 here, 1983 76ers sneaking in the 2024 Celtics here. Get the Celtics off here. And I know they didn't have Porzingis. I mean, you can't control who you play, man. But this isn't really a historic run. But I mean, you can't really control injuries and who you play. I mean, when you get the 1 seed, you're gonna have an easy path. I mean, it's not a historic run. No one's saying they didn't deserve to make the finals. I mean, it was an easy run, but they can't control injuries. On Undisputed yesterday, Paul Pierce suggests bringing Rudy Gobert off the bench. End quote. The Defensive Player of the Year is a defensive liability. But I mean, you can bring him off the bench. I mean, they're down 3-0. Might as well try something different. But Rudy off the bench really is bringing a score. That's probably why they have Naz Reid to be a scorer. But you could bring Naz Reid as a starter, but then you don't have any scoring there off the bench. So, on Run It Back, FanDuel TV, Lou Will says he would rather build a team with Jason Tatum over Luka Doncic. End quote. It's proven that he's a winner. Luka's easily the better player, though. NBA retired players just be saying anything. What's Jason Tatum proven that he's a winner? Has he proven in the finals? Luka would have multiple championships if he had Tatum's supporting cast his whole career. Jason Tatum, what's he done? 1 Eastern Conference Finals? 2? Wow. I feel like anybody with this tape just doesn't like Luka, I swear. Paul George remains Plan A for the Philadelphia 76ers, while Brandon Ingram is considered their fallback plan, per Kevin O'Connor, NBA. Aside from the pipe dream that Kevin Durant or Jimmy Butler has to be dealt directly to Philly, sources familiar with the Sixers thinking say that Brandon Ingram is their primary fallback. Ingram would have to be acquired in a trade from the Pelicans since he's under contract for $36 million with a 15% trade kicker through the 2024-25 season. We'll see if they do that. But signing Paul George will be obviously the best case scenario, but if they don't, maybe that's their fallback plan. The Undisputed, Paul Pierce disagrees with those who call Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic the most clutch duo ever, and quote, me and Ray Allen have something to say about that. He always tries to insert himself into combos he doesn't belong into. Is this dude trolling? Might take his mic away. Extension talks between the Sacramento Kings and Mike Brown have, end quote, broken down, and it seems that the Kings' postseason disappointments over the last two playoffs have given ownership reason to pause at the sideline, end quote. Extension talks for Sacramento's Mike Brown, however, have broken down as Brown enters the final guaranteed season of his original 4-year deal. The side's hold wall has been described as a mutual option for the 2025-26 season, yet it appears that the combination of Brown's desire for the significant salary bump and the Kings' postseason disappointments over the past two springs have given his bosses pause. I guess this is just the era of scapegoating great coaches. Or maybe not great, but I think he's a good coach. He led them to a 3 seed. Not this past year, but I think the year before where they lost the Warriors in the first round. Monk getting hurt. I just got this team to the 3 seed last season and got them to the playoffs this year, I think. So, I think it was the play-in or something. Yeah, the play-in. And they have a great squad. They just need to make another move or two. Rudy Gobert compares Anthony Edwards to Dwayne Wade. We got Ant, who's 22. Dwayne Wade won a championship at that age. Wade was that guy, but he was surrounded by some other veterans who helped him grow. I think that's the way I feel about our team. Ant is not in his prime yet, but he's still capable of leading a title team. I'm not going to say that. Rudy thinks he's Shaq. The Philadelphia 76ers are expected to show interest in Zach LaVine, Jimmy Butler, and Brandon Ingram, per at Pompey. The Sixers believe they can use their draft assets and available cap space to acquire a difference maker via a trade. That has led to Miami Heat forward Jimmy Butler, to the Chicago Bulls guard Zach LaVine, and New Orleans Pelicans forward Brandon Ingram being among trade interests. Naz Reid said after they lost Game 3, if anyone can win 4 straight in this scenario, I think it's us. Not with Cat shooting toward eights, buddy. Forget it. Anthony Edwards then talked about Game 3. What stood out? They had 31 free throws, we had 17. And yeah, blame the refs. Blame the refs. Their response is disappointing. They lost the game because Karl-Anthony Towns was terrible. The Clippers are expected to show interest in Chris Paul and Kyle Lowry at the style line. I nonetheless heard this week that Paul and Kyle Lowry, whose free agency is limited after finishing his last season in Philadelphia, are veteran guards set to interest the Clippers, with a further available to factor in stemming from Russell Westbrook still to be determined status. He has a $4 million player option for next season. They must sign him by June 29. Clippers try and make a team that was good in the 2010s. Kyle Lowry and Chris Paul in 2024. They're going for the old veteran point guards. Aren't bad, but they're not going to help you go for it. The Cleveland Cavaliers will not risk losing Donovan Mitchell for nothing and will trade him if he doesn't accept their extension offer rather than letting him play out next season on an expiring contract. I've been told the Cavs would either sign him to extension this summer or trade him. They have zero intention of opening the 2024-25 season with Mitchell heading to his free agent year. Donovan Mitchell rumors. If he doesn't accept that extension, they'll basically trade him and they don't want to lose him for nothing. The New Orleans Pelicans reportedly hold DeJounte Murray in higher regard than they do Trae Young. If the Pelicans re-engage the Hawks, they could look to pry Murray away or Young. Even though Young is a more talented player, the Pelicans seem to hold more interest in Murray. The league sources said the 6'5" Murray is not as much more as a defensive liability as a 6'1" Young can be. He will also be in a cheaper contract. He makes $25.5 million next season, while Young is owed $43 million. Now, what's up with all this Trae Young disrespect as of late? The Sixers, they reportedly have their eyes on LeBron James. I don't think it's going to happen. No chance he wants to be part of a failed process and go to a team where he ain't going to win a championship. Just saying, he ain't going to win a championship there. It's really all the NBA news I want to talk about here, so until next time, Peace.